Hi there guys, and welcome to a new video on Kyle Reviews. Today I'm just going to take a general look at the Pixel 7a, compare it to some specs to the older 6a, and just a general overlook of Android 14 as an update. This is not going to be a deep dive into, crazy specs and features and stuff, but it's basically a general look and to see if it's still worth buying today, especially considering the 8 series is now coming out. The 8A will be joining that at some point. Is it worth buying the newest, or shall we just stick with the last gen? Let's have a look. So, greeted by the 7A itself, just so you can see, this is the dark grey model. There's the metal visor. That's a material upgrade from the 6A, which stayed as, I believe, a glass front. There is fingerprints, I do apologise, but this is a new phone. It's just, greasy mitts. But yeah, as you can see, that is a downside to these glossy backs. You get fingerprints. On the front, obviously this is already a setup phone. I've been allowed to borrow this for this video by my friend Adam. We swipe down, there we go, nice, smooth animations. Another upgrade over the 6A was the 90Hz display refresh rate. That's a welcome addition. It does have a generally all-day battery, so comparison is, let's have a look. Well, it's a slightly smaller battery than the 6A was anyway, but it's still a all-day battery. This was released May 2023. 6A was released May 2022. Both are now on Android 14. This is going to be supported for a year longer because it came out a year after the 6A. General use, it's run by the Tensor G2 chip, which is enough power. It's not a powerhouse chip, it's not the most powerful chip, but that's not necessarily needed these days. Any CPU in any phone is pretty much strong enough to just run your games, any apps, and get you through your daily use. So I'm not going to compare, the gigahertz or whatever it is. It's not needed in my opinion. I'm an everyday user, not a crazy power user, simple as. Android 14, especially on Pixel, has some great benefits. So it has the stock Android UI. It's nice and smooth. I don't find any hitches or glitches with it. It just works nicely. It does have your Pixel only features on here too. You got your smart calling stuff. You got your inbuilt photo editing stuff. Post fix stuff basically is what Google Smarts has mostly gone towards. But yeah, it runs nice. Everyday use, again, it runs any games. Storage options, they both come with UFS 3.1 speedy storage. That is fast enough. I do, as you know, video edit and stuff, and transferring files in between my Pixel 6a to my laptop is very fast. Downloading and installing apps and bigger games as well is very fast. Storage sizes, let's have a look. 128GB on both of them. The difference is that this 7A comes with 8GB of RAM, where the 6A has 6GB of RAM. To be honest though, even on the 6GB of RAM, that's more than enough for daily use. So the 7A having 8 is even better. It's definitely very speedy, it loads things quick, closes them, switches in between apps and games, just as you need. Even if you fill your phone full of crap like I do, you'll find it still runs just fine. The cameras do have a change. So let's just find the camera up on there. It was right there. Just a quick show. Now on video it's going to be hard to translate, but I can tell you now from my view, it's a very sharp image. It's in a shadowed area, and this is a dark device, so it's portraying that quite nice against the white background. I love the contrast. But then if you take it out and about as well and play with color and nature, you'll find the quality absolutely amazing still with that as well. You could do obviously your smart Google post edits as well, like object removal, background blur, things like that. It's amazing. But the megapixels is different. So the main sensor on this 7A is 13 versus 8 on the 6A. Sorry, that's a selfie, I do apologize. 13 versus 8, the bigger megapixel on the 7A. So on the rear, the main camera on the Pixel 7A, 64 megapixels. The secondary sensor is the ultra wide at 13 megapixels, compared to the 6A where the main was 12.2. the classic tried true tested version, and the secondary sensor ultra wide was 12 megapixel. There's nothing wrong with that. They still take great photos and videos. I'm using the Pixel 6a right now to film this, so you can see the detail. But this one has now had a massive bump upgrade, which is great. You know, it allows in more detail. I believe they're set up to let in more light as well, so the quality of light in your photos and that is going to be better than the 6a, which is cool. It's a nice welcome addition. The sound on the speakers are roughly the same. The Wi-Fi is about the same. The Bluetooth on the 7a has been upgraded to 5.3 LE, which is fine. Both have NFC. The 7a now has a wireless charge capability. The 6a doesn't. That doesn't really affect too many people. Still, a lot of people just plug it in anyway for a more faster charge. The battery size difference, there we go. So the 6a was a 4,410 milliamp and the 7a is a 4,385 milliamp. It's a small difference, but I suppose, you know, you've got to make room for the wireless charge coil and all that kind of stuff. So not much of a big difference. Speed wise, they're going to feel about the same. However, the 7a is going to feel more fluid and smooth just because of the 90 Hz refresh rate. That's it. When the 6a first come out, people tried to complain that the 60 Hz display was a bit choppy looking, moving in a very sort of jittery way, if you will. I've never found that myself, but I got the 6a later. Maybe software updates smoothen that out. But either way, I think the experience on both is going to be quite similar, just a bit buttery smooth on the 7a. So let's talk about now with the 8 series coming out. Is it worth upgrading? I don't think it's going to be for the most people. They're all still IP67 water dust and drop resistant. They're all on the same sort of stock Android experience. I know the 8 range is going to have some new features coming out soon, but you know, you shouldn't buy a phone based on future promises. And the difference between the 7a and the 8a itself, if you are looking to keep it budget wise, they're not going to be massive upgrades. The 7a right now, if you still want to buy now, either new or second hand, you're going to find some great deals now. The 8s are announced and to be released. You know, this is going to be cheaper and you're going to have that same great pixel experience. So I would just probably keep the 7a for as long as you can. Lord knows I'm still happy on the 6a. I'm going to be using it for a long time, especially for my videos, because that's what I'm doing. All in all, great experience if you can get this cheap enough. If you want any more details, you want me to do another video on something, I'll probably do a gaming one or something like that. Please let me know in the comments. Please like, subscribe and share. That's it. Nice and simple. Thanks for watching.